This tastes like being wrapped in a warm blanket next to the fire on an Appalachian winter evening.
Oh, you get that too?
Saturday. Yeah, but only Saturday. Only on Saturdays, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Welcome back to Arsenic Culture. I am Matt.
And I'm Jason.
And we are wrapping up 2024.
We are.
This is the end of epoch. No, it's actually just a regular
I don't
year.
know what I don't know what the hell epoch is, but I know what Ewoks are, like Star Wars.
I do. You know, I've never really been a big Star Wars fan.
I'm leaving.
So, no, that is a very polarizing thing, but I feel like I can say
I
that.
don't think so. I think everybody likes Star Wars. Who doesn't like Star Wars?
That's what I'm saying. Everybody likes Star Wars,
Yeah.
but like lately, like a lot of people don't like Star Wars.
Well, they're burning people out. You have 19 shows on Disney Plus that I can't even keep up with.
Yeah.
When you start going into the universe or something, and there's like 18 different layers, like Marvel, like there's a point where it's like, I don't care.
It's too much.
Like just bring Spider-Man or something. I don't know. Bring Captain America. That's fine.
Yeah, I enjoyed them as a kid, but yeah, it just gets out of control with like all the spin-offs and stuff like that. So that's a hot take, I'm sure. But that is not the most notable thing of 2024.
True.
I really don't know what is. This is kind of, I want to say an uneventful year, but we've tried a bunch of good shit.
We're finally out of COVID, right? I mean, I feel like officially.
I guess?
Yeah.
Are we?
I think so.
Really?
I think the last like 4 years have kind of been a blur. Really.
I know. I think COVID is honestly gonna just be around literally forever. But yeah, we just got done with the holidays. Had Christmas. Did you get everything you wanted from Santa Claus?
I got everything I want. I got a re-gift of my mom's chef's knife that I bought her about 5 years ago.
She never even opened it. She just
She opened it. She just said it's too sharp. She almost cut herself.
Are you serious?
I was like, actually, that's the point. It's supposed to be really sharp.
That's the whole point.
Because her knives are so dull. I think you could stab someone and just like wouldn't penetrate the skin.
It would just like push. It would push their body back.
Like, quit poking me.
Yeah, quit poking me. That tickles. Yeah, my mother-in-law is actually the same way. God bless her soul. Mm-hmm. She chops like full-size veggies with like a paring knife.
Yep.
And she'll just go in there and like saw at it little by little. And I'm like, you got to use the chef's knife. And she was like, oh, that's too much knife. And I was like, no, that's what they're made for. And I show her, and she was like, I'm not ready for all that knife.
Man, when you get those rocking and you got the other hand on the back side,
like,
they're going.
Yeah, yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Do you know the trick they teach you in culinary school?
Pull your
You got to pull your knuckles back and use the claw, which
I still don't do it.
I don't do it either. Fuck it, yeah. I got a bunch of fingers. Like I can.
Yeah, I've got 10. I mean, I probably need all 10.
I could do away with a couple of them.
Yeah, it'd be fine. So what about you though? Did you get what you wanted for Christmas?
Man, me and my wife don't do a lot of Christmas shopping because
We don't either.
Well, it's like we're in our 40s and it's like if I want something like and we can afford it, I'll
Get
just
it.
fucking buy it.
Yeah.
It just seems silly just to, buy something just
So
because.
did you get her anything? Did you get your wife anything?
I got her a cup.
Okay, cup's good. I got my
She
wife
asked for it, but
a towel warmer. So like it's like
Yeah.
those you put your bath towel in there. She's liked it so far. One night she's used it, she loves it. So
we have one of those and Kendra and my daughter use it religiously.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it.
yeah.
Because
I don't need to be hopping out of the shower.
not
I'm
even
hot
that.
anyway.
For me, it's a cock tease because you put your towel in there and you have to fluff it a little bit, and that way it grabs more heat. But then you pull it out, and you're like, for me, it's like, oh, this feels really good. 10 seconds later, it's freezing cold.
Yep.
Like it doesn't last. The heat does not last at all.
agree.
As soon as you pull it out, it's like gone. I was like, I don't fucking need that. I need like a sauna. I need to just like stay warm. But the ladies like them. The ladies like them. But besides that, I got cologne, which I asked for.
Solid.
Again, I probably could have bought it, but I wanted her to pick it out.
Got the typical socks and jogging pants and maybe a Carhartt shirt here and there.
Maybe a Carhartt shirt. Don't even
couple
remember.
of those. I got a couple.
Yeah. Well, looking forward to 2025. We got hopefully a bunch of good things coming up. We are going to have a web store. This is our first shirt design over there. We're going to have some really cool graphic prints.
I don't have one. I didn't get one.
He doesn't have one. Yeah, this is actually just a sample. It's not the real thing. It is actually the real thing.
I don't think that would fit me, that one. Yeah.
It might. You want to trade shirts right now?
It'd probably fit one arm.
You can wear half of it. That's fine. Yeah,
it'd look good. Look good.
Let's talk about the year in.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah. What were some of the highlights?
So we went back and thought about this a little bit. So what to do for the wrap up, and we actually thought let's just do the best of from our perspectives. And we haven't talked about it.
Right.
We do have the same common questions.
Yeah.
But we have different answers. Maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe not.
First question though. What was your favorite episode from this past year of our show?
I've got a couple.
I've got 3.
You got 3?
4, actually.
Well, just go ahead and name a whole catalog. My favorites were pretty much probably the worst episodes for us.
Okay.
The absolute worst cocktails.
That's on mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Well, that was hilarious as fuck. Watching
Episode 79.
Episode 79. Yeah, thank you.
That's when we went to Wes and
Amazing
Rochelle's
Grayson.
Amazing Grayson.
Yeah,
Mount
restaurant.
Sterling.
Watching him throw up on raw eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hilarious. He took one shot and it was immediate. There was no delay. It was like up and then down.
It went straight down and straight back out. Like, there was nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then everything that was behind it came up too at the same time. It was the head in the bucket. That was hilarious.
And then shout out to, I think it was Dana was the bartender that day.
Yeah,
Did a hell of a
she
job
killed
making
it. Yeah,
those,
that was
cocktails
awesome.
for us. I'm with that.
Yeah, my other one was the fermented shark meat. Hakaro.
Okay.
Remember that one?
I do remember that. I can't forget that one.
I love that one because that was another rancid tasting thing that was hilarious to try. But like after we
What
we
episode
had it,
was that one?
That was 65. Yeah, episode 65. After we tried it, I was kind of like, if we went to Iceland, I might try it legit off the hook. They hanging in hooks in the barns, wasn't that
They
right?
let it dry out, I guess, the traditional way, right?
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know. It was real pea tasting, but
did.
I was like,
Yeah.
maybe hanging out in the open, it might be better.
I think it was Brandon with us on that show, if I
Yeah,
remember
I think so.
correctly.
We forced him to.
So I'm with you. I've got one of those on there. I think the other 2 for me. Did you have any more for favorite episode?
I had those 2, no.
So I had Cooking with Cannabis, part 1 and 2.
With Pierre, yeah.
I loved hearing Pierre so passionate about that. He could really just tell us things that I have no idea what he was talking about. But I watched all of our episodes just to make sure, like, really YouTube's flowing well, all that stuff.
Right.
But I've watched those episodes probably 2 or 3 times each. And they're longer episodes.
Yeah.
And I still haven't picked everything up.
There's a
'Cause it
lot
is-
of good information
Oh,
on
for
there.
sure.
And,
for sure.
and he's super intelligent. What episode numbers were those? Those are
So
recent.
it was episode 85 and 86,
Yeah.
and then we have an extended cut of one of those, 85
right.
extended or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
But very good. And then the other one I liked, What It's Like to Pick a Barrel of Bourbon, episode 62.
Well, that's just because that was all about you.
Was me and Anthony. Me and Anthony was on there.
Yeah,
but I think that was a great experience, just actually bouncing off each other. People that have actually picked a barrel. Were you on that show? I don't remember if you were on there.
I mean, I was talking at some point, but I didn't go
But
on
you
your
haven't
barrel
picked
pick.
a barrel, yeah.
I haven't gone on your barrel
Maybe
pick.
me and Anthony have to wear like smoking jackets next time, a little barrel pickers thing right
Dude,
there, you know?
the one time that I actually set up a barrel pick, I couldn't go.
I got to go.
Fucking went.
That was the first one I've been on. Thank you.
That's hilarious. Yeah. So congratulations.
So at least we have a little bit of overflow there with our favorite episodes.
Yeah. What was your favorite pour that we had all year?
Man, it's hard to choose one. So one of mine was episode 70. That was the 1974 Old Taylor that Sam brought. when he came over.
Oh, the roof bourbon.
Yes, and that was the one we didn't have video for. Remember, it messed up on us. We had a
Yeah.
few clips, but it was an audio-only version.
Damn it, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was really fun.
That was a good one.
Well, I've never actually had a bottle that fell out of somebody's ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, and that
They
was
found
like
it
the
there
house
doing
remodel.
construction up there, yeah.
I remember we were like, okay, so now you just have to go around and remodel houses, and you got to pull the bourbon out there. We can try it, but that was really good.
That was 50 years old when we tried it.
Yeah.
So really cool. What about
that was
you?
awesome.
You have another favorite? Part?
Mine was the side project for the cellar.
Okay.
And that was recent.
Really
That was episode number 90. But we're both beer nerds, and that was the stout from Side Project, and that was amazing. We've had some really good stuff from them in years past, but last year that was, I mean, it's just it's just so impeccably done the way
They're still killing it, and honestly, it's weird. So when you look at historic breweries or breweries been around a while, they've been around 10 years. So.
Yeah.
Historically,
not that long, really.
Not that long. Well, maybe in the brewery world. I mean, there's not too many older than
Perhaps,
that
yeah.
are good.
Right,
You know?
exactly.
So to keep that, they've actually improved. I feel like too. Like they're still improving.
Yeah.
On a great beer.
I'd agree.
So
I'd
to
agree
have
with
to keep that kind of fire going, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
The hunger. I'm impressed with them.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with them every day, and I know I'm a homer for them, but
Yeah.
them and Hill Farmstead, man, killing it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
back
it's
to
awesome.
me, of course. I didn't have any beer in my top pours, which is kind of crazy looking at it.
Yeah.
But the next one I had was Raconteur Rye.
Yeah.
That was episode 78.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that one. Yeah.
And I wanted to revisit it, actually. So we brought it with us.
Old batch 2.
This is batch 1.
Oh, that's the batch 1, yeah.
But
I was about to ask you, why does your batch 2 half empty already?
but we've got batch 2. We've got batch 2
We do
as
have
well.
batch 2.
Yeah.
I kind of fucked that segue.
You did. You did.
Okay, so obviously I knew what was coming, but yes.
Smooth as silk almost.
Yeah. I was like, God damn it, you already drank half of the batch 2 we're supposed to open?
So I've been dying to open this batch 2.
Yeah.
I've been saving it for a time. We never could really make it work, so
Yeah.
now's a good time.
Hell yeah,
Let's try
man.
it.
That looks good, yeah.
And we've got these nice glasses I got for Christmas. I bought them for myself. But one of our friends, Jordan, is a big, really big into bourbon right now. And one of the channels that he watches, and I do too, is called SLB Drinks. We'll tag them in our little post
Right
here,
on.
but they have a lot. It's a father and son. I cannot remember their names right now, but I think they're based out of Indiana.
Okay.
They've actually got to hang out quite a bit with our friend Jacob up there at his distillery, that Journeyman or whatever. Yeah.
We're going to get him on an episode.
We've got to when he's back in town. So they had these sets on sale, and I'll show everybody here as we open it up. So these are black Glencairns. So they are A, B, C, and D. When I opened this for my wife, she said, "You got Glencairn with my initial on?" I'm like,
Oh my God.
"That's A, B, C."
and initial on it.
Yeah, it's definitely your initial.
Sure.
But the reason I've been wanting these for a while, so with the black Glen,
This padding is like,
it's
hardcore.
fantastic.
I mean, yeah.
You can't see into that.
Right.
So a lot of times when you're doing a blind taste test, you can see the difference. Maybe it's a little darker.
If there's some
legs are
color
a little better.
disparity, you'll be able to tell them apart.
This takes that out.
It's a true blind.
True blind. So I'm going to go with A and B,
Okay.
and you can actually take A and B if I can get the damn thing out of here.
These are nice. And this is like sandblaster engraved or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Super nice. So they were on sale, their website though. I mean, usually when you buy a Glencairn, I'd say you're probably looking $10 to $15 for a non-branded one.
Sure.
These were $10 each, so $40 for the
They're
set
on sale,
shipped.
yeah. For the record,
Very good deal.
This is not a sponsored message.
No,
we do not
no.
get paid for this. They're just really
No, we
cool.
had to buy them.
Yeah,
but
they're just really cool.
so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pour us both wines.
Okay.
So if you want to take a little step out of here. All right, show the camera one more time. Wait just a second. Batch 1. Batch 2. All right, we are ready, sir.
I just noticed there's like blood on my ceiling.
It's probably not a good thing.
I'm not sure how blood would get on a ceiling unless there was like a knife fight, maybe, that I was unaware of.
So I don't even know which one's which, to be honest with you. Even though I poured it myself, I didn't pay much attention. But I showed the camera.
Well,
I showed the camera.
okay. Well, I guess we'll just figure it out in post.
No, I think I
don't
know. I think I know. I'm
think
just
you got
kidding. So, any other favorite pours before we get into these?
I had a lot of real good ones. I tried to keep it kind of minimal, just because I wanted to get to the other questions. Sure. But before we try this, let's knock out the rest of these and then we'll focus on this because I am really excited to try.
We'll
this,
enjoy
this
our
batch
beer
too.
for now, and then we'll go back to this one.
All right. So out of everything we had last year, 2024, what do you vow to never try again?
There's only one, Matt.
Yeah.
That is Carl.
Really? Okay. See, and
I'm out.
I had the opposite reaction when we tried it. It was not good, but I remember thinking like I would like to try this again in Iceland when it's like, coming hanging off the meat hook and shit.
I would try it again, but it's not my first or second or third choice to try it again.
I'm not
there,
saying
if I'm there, I would do it for sure.
I'm not saying I enjoyed it because I did not enjoy it, but I feel like it would be better received if we were there. You know what I mean?
A close number 2 would be Fight Milk from our episode.
Dude, it was still like just watching Wes drink that shit was like still too good.
Oh, for
That's still
sure.
good. I would do that any of the day of the week.
What about yours?
My number 1 was actually Doritos vodka.
Okay.
That was so weird.
I gave Sam that ball the other day. It was still I hadn't drank one more
you
sip
gave
of
me
it.
that
Oh, okay, you. I gave Sam something.
You might have had 2 bottles. I don't know.
No.
But I remember we first tried it, and our first reaction, that was episode number 66.
Okay.
I remember we tried it, and we were like, okay, yeah, it tastes like Doritos.
It did.
And then after like 3 subsequent sips, we were like, oh my God, this tastes like Doritos. The idea of actually putting like a crunchy tortilla, spicy, cheesy tortilla chip in your vodka is just, the mindset that it gives you is fucking disgusting.
Yes.
Like I don't want to put soggy tortilla chips in my vodka.
No.
And that's what it tasted just like it.
I feel like the only way you can make that work is if you're a bar that's making Bloody Marys and you upcharge the hell out of using that vodka. And it's probably good in that, but...
Right. But I don't think, at that point, it probably wouldn't taste like Doritos. You would use it to complement the other stuff, like the Bloody Mary mix or maybe some hot sauce or something like that. Yes, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
By itself, woof. That was a tough one.
It was rough.
Yeah.
Do you have any other ones?
That was just the one that stuck out.
Okay. I get it. So what was the biggest surprise that you had when we tried on the show this year?
I had two, actually.
I do too. I had two.
Yeah. One was actually the Raconteur Rye that we brought out here, and I'm super excited to put these side by side again. I don't want to say that I thought it was bad, but I was not expecting anything out of it.
Yeah.
And it ended up being a really amazing pour.
Fantastic.
I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah. My other one was the Black Lion Sheep's Milk Vodka.
Same.
Yeah, was it really?
I had one of those.
Yeah, episode number 76. Yep. I really went into that thinking it was gonna taste either really gross or just like everything else. And
how do you get sheep's milk into a vodka?
Right. But then we started talking, and you said something like, it's almost got a creamy mouthfeel, and I was like, no, that's just in your head. And then I started getting that, and I was like, no, it really does. Like, it legitimately does.
You know what's crazy, too? Like, maybe 2 weeks or a month after that episode, we were at Liquor Barn walking through, looking to see if they had anything.
Yeah.
And there was a guy there that was at, like, a little table out that he was giving samples of that.
Really?
So
really?
I think Jordan was with me. We started talking to him. Hey, we did an episode on that, blah, blah, blah. So nice. Such
awesome.
Nice people. Yeah. But I was shocked by that one. Any other one?
I had just those two were mine. What did you have?
I had Soju, episode 92.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect from that one, but honestly, I think that was fantastic.
It was really good. For just like an everyday kind of sessionable, get me real fucked up really fast kind of drink. That is the way to go. Seriously.
I feel like, honestly, if you went and watched the movie, like that might be the thing to have in there. Like, they should sell those.
You'd probably stumble out and trip over shit because you'd be so drunk, but it would totally be all right.
Yeah.
And it'd be cheap as hell.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What was it, like $8, $7
Even if
for a
they
bottle?
upcharge it to $15, like, it's still fine. I mean, you're paying that much for a beer if you go anyway.
Yeah,
so.
we need to open a bar and just, like, sell the shit out of soju. To like all the college kids and stuff, they would drink the shit out of that.
I'm actually surprised it hasn't caught on more with college kids.
I know, because it
cheap
basically
enough
tastes
and
like
very
fruit
high
juice.
alcohol. So.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah,
I think that's all we had. Is that all the questions we had?
pretty much. Yeah, and I want to drink something before 2024 is over
Yeah, let's do it.
because we've only got a few days.
Well, let's go. Let's jump on to this Raconteur Rye. So, going back to the notes and everything, if you look at this, so the original one, batch one, is a blend of 3 different ryes. They're all 95.5 from MGP.
Hand me those bottles if you don't
for
mind.
sure.
We'll put
There's
them on
batch one.
We'll put them on camera.
And this is batch 2.
Thank you.
So when people say 95.5, that's a very famous recipe from MGP out of Indiana. 95% rye, 5% malted barley. That's what they're saying. So it's a really high rye content. Sometimes you'll have a rye that's 51%. They'll call it barely rye.
Yeah.
And that way it's just like it's more the bourbon drinkers rye. But honestly, we both love this one. So batch 1, 3 blends. One of them was in new charred oak rye. One of them was in toasted barrel. And then the third one was in a second fill Mizunara cask. That cask had held 16-year-old Kentucky bourbon.
Okay.
Was emptied, and then they put this in there. They take those 3, blend it together, and then they put them back into Mizunara cask for a month to let them kind of marry, like all the flavors.
And this is batch 2 you're talking about,
Yeah, no,
right?
batch 1.
That's batch 1 you're talking about. But
Batch 2, the only difference between these two is that really that barrel that they had of Kentucky bourbon Mizunara is instead of 16 years old, it was 17 years old.
Oh, okay.
So it was aged a year longer, emptied, and then they put this rye in there.
So ideally, these are very similar.
Super similar.
I noticed
now, if
the
you look
proof
at the
is slightly off.
Proof's a little bit off. So batch 1 had 520 bottles. Batch 2 had 1,000 bottles.
Oh, okay. So they ramped that up.
Both of them 7 years old. Both of them the same mash bill. Proof difference, batch 1, 120.48. Batch 2, 122.74.
Okay.
Cost, both the same.
Okay.
So respect for that.
Yeah.
130. I think that's It's a little pricey,
Right.
but not horrible. I would buy it. We both said we'd buy it on batch
I
one.
definitely sit on one. This now on the back of the bottle it says batch 1 and then it says batch 2.
They
Batch
also
2 says-
named it something.
Yeah, it says brazen.
Yep.
What is that referring to?
So really, I don't know, but that's what they call it.
Because batch 1 does not
looked.
say anything.
I think it's just the flavor profile, like the punch, of it. I don't know.
But I'm assuming all the batch 2 bottles say the same thing.
Correct. They all say that.
Okay.
And they still use that same, remember that die cut we talked about from some print shop
Yeah.
in Illinois or something?
Yeah.
Pretty
For
cool.
that
They're actually
graphic.
from
Yeah, no,
Missouri.
that's really cool. The most fascinating thing about this to me was the Mizunara barrel, which I didn't know much about.
Yeah.
And we delved into it and found out a ton about it.
Remember you couldn't cut the trees down, they had to fall.
Yeah, that was crazy. So the fact that they got more, kudos to them. Jesus, dude,
Yeah, I mean,
those are hard. Those are hard to get.
for sure. And what they've done with the bourbon, so this is a collab with David Jennings, Rare Bird 101, and the Woodwork Collective. The Woodwork Collective, think of them as a NDP, so they're a non-distiller producer. They don't make their own product, their own bourbon or rye, but they source the barrels and blend and age.
Yeah.
So these are their barrels, that Mizunara. And that Kentucky bourbon that was in them, it's actually under their label. It's called A. Otschuler, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
They have 2 or 3 different versions of that, 16 and 17-year-old.
Sounds German.
I would think so.
Okay.
Anything Schuler. So what do you think on the nose of these two?
They are kind of running together.
Very similar.
On A, it's very. I'm getting a lot of sweetness off of that.
Yeah, so your A and my C are the same.
Okay.
And your B and so A, we're kind of like talking the same
I got you.
thing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting some sweetness and some cinnamon sugar spice on there.
Yeah, I feel like the 8, mine's a C, but I feel like that first nose is a little more, it's more open. I get more flavor from it.
Yeah.
And on D or B for you,
Yeah, the second one.
it's just a little more like, maybe not as complex right now. It's not opened up enough.
No, that second one, I feel like the notes maybe are a little bit, we use the term fusel. I feel like they're a little bit more like stronger, stronger booze kind of notes. And right off the bat, that would led me to think, this is a brand new pour. We just opened it. So
generally, I mean, that one's been open since the episode, and that episode was what? It was episode 78. So
number
probably
one you're talking about, yeah.
number 1. So probably 3 months ago we did that one roughly.
Okay. And this second one, obviously, we just opened.
Just open. We'll take a little sip. A and C, same. It's pretty smooth. I will say that first off. Not heat. I mean, you're 120 some proof. It's not taking your breath away.
Yeah. I always get, this is my first pour because beer don't count.
Beer don't count.
So I always get a little bit off the front one. But yeah, get more of that sweetness,
Well, and
a
honestly,
little more sweet spice.
yeah, honestly, a big thing with me too. The first pour I take, the first drink I take,
Yeah.
I don't rate that. I mean, that's not you don't get the full flavor. Your palate's not adjusted. It can kind of light
have
you
to
up.
acclimate, yeah.
Even if it's 90 proof, sometimes it'll just hit you weird.
Yeah. I'm going A again.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go to D.
These are 7-year, right?
Both 7-year-old.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that tastes about on par. I'm going to do some water in between.
Solid idea. So I know you're getting into more like mixing cocktails and stuff like that too, which is great. Was there any ryes that you use that you like go to if you use a rye?
Yeah, I just took a sip of the second one. Huh. I didn't mean to interject there. I just took a sip of the second one. I'm actually surprised I'm getting quite a bit of difference off of these.
There is.
You are too?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
The first one was much sweeter to me.
It is, yeah. I'm getting more...
It's almost dessert with a little baker spice like coming through on that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like A, mine C, same thing.
I'm getting that too. And then the second one, I'm actually getting more of like the rye character in that one.
Less sweet, same spice.
Yeah, that is interesting.
The heat's about the same. I don't think one drink's hotter than the other one really. They're only a proof point apart. So
Yeah, that cinnamon is a lot more potent on that
right.
second one.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm getting huge on. That's my thing now is like mixing drinks, and it feels like drinking has become like an evolution for me. It's 15 years ago, whatever, when we kind of got into beer, discovering stuff. I remember the first time I had the beer that got me into discovering beer was Sweetwater 420 out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
It's Atlanta, right?
yeah. Well, it's Georgia. I'm not sure, but
And it's just a pale ale. That's all it is. but it was pretty aggressively hopped. And I remember it tasted like grapefruit, and I was like, what the fuck is that grapefruit flavor? Knowing nothing about it. So I did some preliminary internet sleuthing to figure out what goes in the beer, and I found out the ingredients, not knowing anything about it, and I decided that that grapefruit character came from the grain. And I was like, oh, I wonder what kind of grain they get to get the good grapefruit. I didn't know like hops had flavor profiles and stuff like that. Fast forward, and obviously it was the hops, but it's kind of fun, like actually discovering the different like nuances and flavor
100%.
profiles of not just beer, but like bourbon and everything, and like trying different things. So like now it's like we did beer, we get into bourbon. I'm getting into all different kinds of spirits. We've done like fucking like 20 different episodes on like, you know, gin, absinthe, soju, you know, all different kinds of things, just and sake, just to like get the like different flavor profiles. And now like you said, I'm big into like mixing and getting into like different cocktails and stuff, which is really fun.
Do you have a rye that you go to if you're mixing something?
I honestly, I don't use anything expensive to mix, which is I mean that's the way you're supposed to do it.
You don't use Peppy rye for that?
Well, I did, and then I went through all of it, so I had to get.
You had 30
cheaper.
bottles. It's gone. Sorry.
I used Russell 6
a
lot.
Yeah.
But honestly, I just went with Wild Turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, and their 101's great for bourbon.
Rye,
So
they got an 86 proof or 81 proof. Too. It's really good.
So I use their rye for mixing too, and I like it. I like it a lot because again, you're mixing it with a bunch of other stuff. As long as it has a solid base flavor profile, it's great for mixing, and I like that one.
You know, something about that too, like if you're looking for a rye but you want a bourbon, so Wild Turkey has a very high rye mash bill. Yeah. So even their regular stuff, the Russells, it's going to taste a little bit rye. Some of those characteristics just base. So and even Wild Turkey 101.
Yeah.
No, I think my go-to would be Old Forester, like the 100 proof rye. I usually like it a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, I like Old Forester too. Old Forester is
much different though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a little maybe a little too potent for what I like in doing stuff like that.
You know, one thing we were talking about, like flavor profiles and stuff on this, and we'll get back to it in a second, but one thing I would want to do for this year, 2024, is to encourage our new listeners or somebody newly getting into bourbon or beer, you don't have to pick out all the flavors. Like a lot of the flavors we might get, especially from bourbon, I think, you're easily led to a flavor.
Yeah.
If I'm drinking with someone and somebody goes, I get cinnamon coffee cake, and I'm like, well, shit, it's all
now
I taste
I get
now.
it too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're led to that, and what it is, it's such a faint flavor. It's not as potent as beer coming out. Like if you have adjuncts in the stout for me, but with these, they're a lot more intricate. I think a lot of the bourbon reviewers are just good at creative writing. Not trying to be mean to them.
Yep.
But it's like if you go online and read the tasting notes, I'm like, there's no way. There's no way you're getting, you know, like I get figs from 2007 season. Like, what the hell, dude?
I get like the skin from the shoot of a bamboo. Yeah.
So I can talk a little bit of that, and I'll tell you honestly what I get from it, but don't feel like you need to have that. Like, don't be intimidated by it. So for the new drinkers out there, keep trying. Just talk to people.
This tastes like being wrapped in a warm blanket next to the fire on a Appalachian winter evening.
Oh, you get that too?
Saturday. Yeah, but only Saturday. Only on Saturdays, you know?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Sunday's a completely different flavor profile.
It's like Saturdays after a shower when your wife gets out, gets that warm blanket.
With the towel warmer. And you got the towle warmer, but you put the blanket in the towel warmer.
Yeah.
That's the flavor profile.
100%.
I get out of this.
That's all I taste now.
I knew you were getting the same thing. Yeah. Great minds, man. These two, I like them both. I think I might prefer the less sweeter one a little bit. The one that's got a little bit more spice character to it, which is my second one. That's going to be B. I'm not even going to try to remember what the first one tasted like 3 months ago, especially since we're doing like batch 2. But I think I kind of prefer the second one over the first one.
I like them both a lot.
Yeah.
I think I'm batch 1 because it's sweeter, or glass 1 because it's sweeter.
Sure.
That's the reason why.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why you don't like it as good. So
and I'm not.
I just like sweeter stuff usually.
Sure, and I don't dislike it, but when it's in my mind anyway, if it's a little bit less sweet, it's got a little bit more balance to it, and that's when you're mixing, which I do a lot now. It's you want everything to be balanced, so like less sweeter is better.
I do think the one that's less sweet has a better body too. Like it's a little like more viscous, a little thicker. You know, for me,
I can feel that.
So I mean. If I'm
I didn't
ranking
think that
these,
at all until you said it, but now that's all.
That's all you got. That's all I got. So if I rank these, I would go, let's say a 10-point scale. For a rye, I'm probably an 8 on this one, and probably like a 7.5 on the second one. So so close. You know what I mean? Like it's not like I'm saying they're awful.
And I would probably do it the opposite. I'd probably go like maybe like 7.5 on the first one, but maybe just even like a tad over 8 on the second one. Yeah.
So do you want to know which ones? So
yeah.
they're actually literally what you said. So
Okay.
the lower one is batch 1.
Okay.
And the higher one's batch 2.
That's what we figured, yeah.
So, and again, I mean, I think it's because the main reason why that one's been open longer.
Yeah.
You can just taste the difference. Now, I am surprised with all the flavors still there in that batch 1.
Yeah. No, it's great.
I've been working hard on that bottle though. It's about 3/4 gone. So
yeah. As you pull it out, I'm like, God damn it, Jason, you fucked our episode up. Oh, he's got both bottles. I'm sorry.
So, man, it was good to review the year. I mean, hell, we're looking forward to 2025. We got a lot of shit coming down the pipeline.
We're going to have a merch store coming up. We're going to do, Jason and I just talked about, we have so much shit. I swear to God, we're not alcoholics. Honestly, we might be. I don't know. But
I'm fine.
okay. But we have so much shit that we try to kind of shoehorn into episodes that, it doesn't really have a good story. Sometimes it's hard, like trying to create stories for a lot of stuff. I think we just both decided we're just going to start doing a whole bunch of like shorts and just knocking all that shit out and just having fun with it. Quick 30-second review rather than 30 minutes. And that'll let us, put more focus on the stuff that needs focus. So yeah, we're going to have a whole lot more content coming up. But yeah, man, looking forward to 2025 and
thank you all for watching. We really appreciate everybody. If you've not liked and subscribe, please subscribe. Like our page on Facebook. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We do have a Twitter page. It is not active. We're done.
Gives a fuck about Twitter anymore.
Twitter's for sports, X, whatever you want to call it. But
politics, yeah.
If you want to see our most up-to-date stuff, it's Facebook and Instagram. TikTok's there too, but with that kind of maybe going away, we pulled back just a touch. But we still love that, especially for the reviews coming up.
Right on. Yeah,
so thank you all.
Yeah, you can check us out on all those socials. We are at Arsenic Culture, and we will see you on the next one.